Hey everyone, it's Jazzy Marie, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've done a plurality explanation vid that doesn't include any media rep or anything like that, and I know I've already done the intro to plurality vid a while ago, but I'm not the happiest at how I've defined certain terms in that video, so I decided to make a sequel that not only refines the concepts introduced in that vid, but also elaborates more on some of the various nuances that exist in this sphere. As for refined information about how our system works and all that exploration, that would be more Nyx's thing. Lita's YouTuber model has been delayed for a variety of reasons, but it'll be done eventually. And there will be a future vid about changes to our models. A couple of other channel updates, we'll be reworking our description in the near future, and we're looking into adding a video intro and outro. With all of that out of the way, let's jump into some deep waters. Starting with the definition of plurality, those of you who've watched my vid on Gumball's plural rep may recall the Blood Moon's definition, the state of being or having anything other than one cohesive, consistent, constant, uninterrupted identity, which can include multiple self-aware, sapient, and or sentient beings sharing a brain and body. This broad identity-based definition is the one I'll pretty much be using going forward, and for an explanation on why I like this definition so much, feel free to review or view for the first time if you didn't get to see it, that Gumball video. In the original intro to plurality vid, after defining the concept, I think I've immediately gotten to the labels traumagenic and endogenic and didn't define them very well, at least in my view, nor did I elaborate on how a system or collective can be both traumagenic and endogenic, or mixed origin in general. The traumagenic label indicates that a collective attributes trauma to their origin. The endogenic label indicates that a collective does not attribute trauma to their origin. A system can be trauma-formed and still use the endogenic label if they don't want to identify their origin with trauma for literally any reason they see fit. Another important thing to mention is that neither origin label automatically determines how a system's plurality works in detail. For instance, a spiritually formed system may have been spiritually formed for traumatic reasons. A CDD collective may have been plural for reasons unrelated to trauma before developing barriers due to any trauma that may have been experienced afterwards. Just a quick refresher, a CDD, or complex dissociative disorder, is any dissociative disorder that has plurality as one of its diagnostic requirements. These include DID, PDID, OSDD1 only, and UDD with the presence of headmates or alters. I and others here in our collective personally believe that a system can be diagnosed with a CDD, and the way their plurality works or how it came about can be completely unrelated to what anyone would think based on the diagnosis. This is because diagnoses in general are determined by report and observation, and can indeed be separate from personal conception or framework. This also means that medical diagnoses and origin labels are not inherently related to one another. An endogenic system can have a CDD, or any other disorder too, while a traumagenic system can have no CDD or any other disorder. Note that disordered and non-disordered plurality is also not congruent with origin labels, and any system regardless of origin can be disordered or not. Disordered plurality also is not just restricted to CDD plurality. It indicates that a system is distressed or impaired by their plurality specifically for any reason, not just one specific dissociation, although that can be common. Aside from the endogenic and traumagenic labels, there is also the quoigenic label that describes collectives who don't know their origins, don't want to share their origins, don't regard their origins as relevant, or believe it's the wrong matter to focus on. Quoigenic is often considered an umbrella term as well. While these may be considered the main three origin labels, in reality there are so many genic labels that systems and collectives can adopt if they feel that they fit. When they no longer fit, they don't have to still use the label or labels. Genic labels are not the only type of origin labels that exist in the community either, and many collectives may not use genic labels in favor of other types. For example, there are Emmengard's origin terms unknown, adaptive, created, spontaneous, and mixed. These origins can and do overlap, much like the genic labels, and this intersection is reflected by the plural rings. While the plural rings as a symbol have a rich history on their own, the version that was introduced specifically by Emmengard is what corresponds to the origin labels. There are also significant colors as well. Yellow represents the unknown label, green represents the adaptive label, blue represents the spontaneous label, and red represents the created label. And the very center of the rings, with all of the colors blended together, as well as any overlapping area in the rings, represents the mixed label. The rigid dichotomy that the endogenic and traumagenic labels unintentionally introduced birthed the creation of these diverse alternatives. And to me, this is the greatest example of plurality's complexity, especially when it comes to origin. That's all I really wanted to explain regarding the Intro to Plurality vid, and this one can be considered a sequel or an epilogue. Thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your time.